G'day, Peachy here, aka the Frankston Flipper, aka Mr. Moneyball, and we've got another thrift today. We're going to go out and try and find some awesome items to flip for a profit on eBay to try and make some money. I'm just a casual reseller. I don't do it full time. So it just basically complements whatever I earn from my full-time job. And the good thing about my full-time job is that I've got a lot of holidays. So during those holidays, I can put a bit more time into the business. But when I'm not doing holidays, I've got to try and make things work as efficiently and as effectively as possible and make every second, every minute count to try and minimize not only my time, but my profits in the shortest amount of time. That being said, let's head to the thrift to see if we can actually do that. Let's go. And there is big, bloody, beautiful savers. Let's enter. Let's try and find some cool items to resell for a profit on the eBay system, or maybe even whatnot these days. Did find this new Xbox glass. It's in the paper, in the box, which is pretty cool. So for a gamer, you could want to drink out of that. And we also found, I think this might be vintage Triple H, the game. WWE, I was tempted by that. It was a bit bigger. I would have probably kept it for myself, but that's a mouthful for me. I've got a big mouth. And if you're fancy a bit of karaoke, fancy yourself as a bit of a singer, they had heaps of SingStar, pretty much every SingStar you could imagine. I don't really pick up SingStar, so I left it on the shelf for someone else who's a bit more vocally better than me. They did find this in the records. A hard night at Dirty Dick's. 14 bawdy songs to warm your cockles and tickle her. Yeah. My Dingaling, 7 Old Ladies, Keyhole in the Door. Some pretty cool songs on there, if that's what floats your boat. Anyway, we got in the trolley. We had a few items in there. We're pushy. We're getting the steps up. We're pushy around savers. We're in the clothing section to see what we can find. Hopefully some good items, because I want to get this trolley. I got a trolley today. I need to get it full. And then we ventured over into the jerseys. Got a bit excited when we saw this England soccer jersey. Picked it up, and unfortunately it was a fake. So we put that one back on the racks. We got excited again. Another England soccer jersey, but again, also a fake, so we put that one back on the rack as well to be a peg warmer. Unfortunately, 0 for 2 on those jerseys. We also found this Krusty the Clown Simpsons t-shirt. Not really sure if this was vintage or new or modern, but again, just couldn't see any money being made from it in terms of reselling value, so we also put that one back. One thing we do think we might make money on is this Eddie Vedder. He toured Australia, not with Pearl Jam, must have been just by himself. And some of the venues there were quite small, very, very intimate type settings. So maybe this is a bit of a more unique t-shirt. And we also found this is like a bit of a banger. I'll call it a banger. Richmond Tigers Vivid. AFL Vivid, you love that logo. And it's got like a nice embossed front on this t-shirt. That's popping. That should pay for most of this thrift, I hope. And we also found this bit of a funny t-shirt. It's got like an Australia logo, which is pretty cool. Sent more tourists. Didn't get this. I thought it was funny. I've got a bit of sense of humour. I like a bit of a laugh. I know most resellers don't. But that's okay. But yes, we put that one back. I thought it was pretty cool. And then we also found a Phoenix Suns Mitchell and Ness t-shirt. On that, I think it's more like a 90s type logo. Kind of when Barkley started playing for him, Charles Barkley. But we put that one back as well because it's a bit expensive. Found more t-shirts, and it was like someone had donated their whole Hard Rock Cafe t-shirt collection into savers, because they pretty much had every city that has a Hard Rock Cafe. So I guess if you're into that and you want to collect the t-shirts, come to savers, because they've got a good bunch of them there. And we also found this vegan ruining family gatherings. That's not something to be proud of. Kind of like a Christmas type style jumper. I like a juicy steak myself, but each to their own. And I thought we got lucky here, but it was just a fake Arsenal Gunners long sleeve jersey, which was a bit annoying. This was good value. Found a Canterbury long sleeve rugby style jumper. Not the best colour scheme, but we did get that one for a bit of a discount. We didn't not pay that. We paid half price, which was awesome. We also found this ice hockey jersey. It wasn't an NHL one. It wasn't the local Australian Ice Hockey League. So it just must have been like someone who plays at the local ice hockey rink in Melbourne. Pretty cool looking this jersey, but again, just not sure there's much money in local hockey jerseys. To the hats, and we found this straw hat, a Collingwood Football Club one in particular. I guess it's a bit weird that unless you see the bottom of the hat, it's hard to tell it's a Collingwood hat. But I guess you could rock that to the footy if you wanted to. And remember Bertie Beetle, that little chalky bug thing? I think there's a lot of show bags at the show that he's quite popular with. They had a hat, but we didn't get it. It had this little thing on top of it. Yeah, I'm not sure. That'll probably get you beat up at some schools, so we didn't get that one. And someone had donated the whole Funko Pop collection. Look at all these things. I don't like Funkos. They make me cringe a bit. They make me irrationally angry, Funko Pops. I don't know what it is about them. I guess I like real action figures from the 80s, and these things, they're just junk. That's what I'll call them, junk. I've called it, and more junk there. Look, I just don't like Funko Pops. They're just, Anyway, on to the next toys. We'll have a look at what we can find. And we did find a bag of superheroes. I did pick this up actually. I got Superman. Not sure it was the best buy, but just had a few figures there I think might be okay. And we also picked these up. These are like chess pieces of DC comic book heroes. They had 2 bags, so I'm going to take a punt on these. Might sell them off individually. They're new in box. I'm not sure how they'll go. If they don't go that well individually, I will bundle them up and hopefully sell them that way. And Cabbage Patch Doll, didn't pick this one up, but sometimes I do. I just think they take up too much room. And I'm not sure if it's modern or vintage. I'm also going to check. But again, it also had the clothes on, which is always a bonus. But we didn't pick that one up. This was like a jigsaw puzzle. I'm not really sure exactly what it was. Just thought it was a bit of a unique type item. And I do like showing unique items, something like murder or something. I don't really know what it was. It was a bit weird. Not even sure how it's a puzzle. Must be some sort of mystery. I remember Meccano. Back in the day, they used to be metal. I think they like plastic these days to save money. Definitely not the same. But we did put that Meccano motorbike back. And this was pretty cool as well. It was like a Pixar figurine set. Got a bit of Toy Story, Monsters, Buzz Lightyear, I think. I don't know. Had a bunch there, $11. It was pretty cool, new in package. But again, just not sure if there's money to be made in that. And after the DVDs, they had I think this might have been a synthesizer or something. I'm not really sure. Someone did eventually pick it up shortly after I looked at it, so it must have some sort of value or some awesome use. But yeah, it also had one here, a Pioneer one and a Sony one. So 2 good brands. So if it's a TIAC, we would have left it behind. As per usual, we'll start off with the video games and the toys that we picked up. And didn't pick up a whole heap of toys this week. We picked up a couple of big bundles, which means I picked up a bit. I'm trying to cut back a little bit on the toys until I can sort out just storing them and package them up a little bit better, just so I know where they are. At the moment, they're kind of no real efficient system for the toys. So I'm just working on, well, there it is, but it's not efficient. Anyway, we'll start with the video games that we found. And we found this Paradise, Burnout Paradise, the Ultimate Toolbox. Don't think these games I think they're all just mid-range games for the most part. Blazing Angels on the PS3. These are all PS3 games. Sega if you're from America, Sega Rally. The good thing about these is that if they don't sell, there's a place called EB Games, and they'll pretty much offer me at least my money back on what I pay for these, which is good. So if I don't sell them, well, I've got that backup plan. So EB Games is like GameStop in America. We've got Ace Combat Assault Horizon on the PS3. Haven't seen that game before, but again, doesn't actually go for much money, I don't think. And we also picked up Skylanders, Spyro's Adventure. So that's all the PS3 3 games. That is all the video games for the week. I'll show you the toys now, but it's got to be a bit different because there was quite a lot of them. All right, so the first toy bag we picked up, trying to avoid buying toys like I said, but part of me also says that if I ever go on Whatnot, I want to have like a bunch of like mini toys, figurines that maybe I can sell up more as a bundle to sell on Whatnot one day. But I'm seeing a lot of people just selling 1 or 2 McDonald's toys at a time for $2-3. I'm just going, don't know why you're doing that. It just seems to me a bit of a waste of time, not worth the effort. You're selling these McDonald's toys $2-3. What's the point? By the time you take out commission, and I think some people even do it on consignment, which again, crazy. And like I said, I'd probably just bund up 3 or 4 of those type of toys instead of selling 1 Smurf, 1 McDonald's toy. Have a bundle, at least you might get $10-15 for it. It makes a bit more sense to me. We picked up this bag here. It's got like a Fozzie Bear, one of the McDonald's toys from, I'm not sure it's a recent one. I know they were out in the late 80s, but I think it's more a modern one. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there. There's a Miss Piggy there, but she's a bit banged up, unfortunately. My little pony, I think it is. There's like a Coco Melon or something guy. I don't know who he is. But a bunch of toys anyway. Got that for $5, and that could be a Whatnot type thing I do if I ever go down that route. But I'll show you the rest of the toys I did pick up. They had a whole heap of Funkos there this week. Like, I've never seen so many Funkos in my life. There must have been, I don't know, probably 200 Funkos at Savers. And I don't really touch Funkos, so that's okay. But it was just good to see the variety and the different ones. And to me, most Funkos kind of look the same. But I'll show you the toys I did pick up. These are all DC Comics, and they're all chess pieces. I think they had it in like the cabinet at Savers a while back. They didn't really sell, so I think they were asking a bit too much for individual figures. So they just put them in one big bag or 2 big bags and just sold them off in a big bundle. So I'll show you what I did pick up for the chess pieces. All right, so here are the figures. We got a Superman. So I don't really know how they work or what pieces they are, whether they're a king, pawn, bishop, etc. But you've got, is it Aquaman, got Wonder Woman, some of these people I've got no idea who they are. Supergirl, I think it is. No idea. Her. So you can probably tell me, I don't know who this guy is. He's more like a Star Wars guy than a DC guy. This man, yeah, I'm not really helping. But this is what we picked up. All it's kind of sealed, which is pretty cool. And you don't really see this too much at Savers. So that's pretty much the whole of DC comic book chess pieces. So I'm not sure if I'm going to sell these off individually, one by one, or just hopefully if someone needs a piece I can sell it to them. Yeah, so that is the pickup of the toys. So like I said, I'm not sure how I'm going to sell those DC comic book chess pieces. They do ask for a fair bit per item on eBay, so I might just put in my description, look, combined postage if required, and it would actually make my life a lot easier selling them. And I guess if someone needs a certain piece, I can help them out. That's the toys and the video games. Let's get on to our next category. All right, now onto the T-shirts, and we did pick up a whole heap of T-shirts. We got quite a lot for a pretty good price. Okay, I found some good T-shirts for a good price, which is good. And if a good T-shirt is a low price, that means I can hopefully make some good profits on it. And the first T-shirt we picked up was an R.M. Williams, just a basic R.M. Williams. Got R.M. Williams on the breasts, I guess, there, and the bull on the back. First T-shirt, next T-shirt. Resupply, I mean, these just tick along. You can get these for $3, and you can turn them to roughly maybe 20 plus posts. So they just tick along. I picked them up. I'm happy to have an abundance of those because I sold probably 10 or so since I've been reselling, and they do turn over quite quickly. Is what I'm trying to say. This is a cool T-shirt. It's on the Fruit of the Loom, and it's Eddie. And at first I was like, who is Eddie? And I looked on the back, and it was like Queensland Performing Arts Centre. And I was kind of like, it can't be Eddie Vedder. Why would he be performing at Queensland Performing Arts Centre, the Palais Theatre, just a whole bunch of like small venues back in 2011. But it is an Eddie Vedder. You can see there on the side, Vedder, that's Through the Loom. That's a cool t-shirt. Hope they go for some decent money. Some of those smaller venue ones with those bigger stars potentially can draw a bit more money. AC/DC are touring later in the year, December, I think. And this is on the roadway tag. It's a bit more of a thicker t-shirt as well. AC/DC back in black. It's not like your Kmart one. It's a better quality one. Bit thicker, that's why I picked it up. Happy with that. Golden State Warriors, obviously their dynasty is probably coming to an end now, but this is a cool t-shirt. I liked it. Almost like a warm-up shirt. It's got like the old style Warriors written on it. It's got the Bay on the sleeve. How cool is that? And also the San Francisco Bridge on the other side. How cool is that for a t-shirt? Good size too. That's an XL, I think. Vintage AFL always goes really, really well. And this t-shirt here is a Richmond Tigers. It's on the Vivid tag. So Vivid is always a good one to pick up. Sold a couple of Vivid jackets over the last couple of years, and they always go for about $150 or so. Always good money in those. And we've had this Richmond jersey, Richmond t-shirt. It's got this really nice little embossed emblem on there. So I think that will go for maybe, I'm hoping to get $40 to $50 out of that one. And it's about an XL. That's a good size. That's a good t-shirt. Whew, that's should go for some good money. Tintin. I'm not sure. I've seen this on eBay and it seems to go for some pretty good money. Tintin, the Blue Lotus. So I'm not sure if it's a repro or whatever it is. The Blue Lotus. Cool t-shirt. And for some reason, I think all the prices on eBay were quite high. So hopefully I'll to a winner there. Pink Floyd. This is Blue Liquid on the Blue Liquid tag. So I'm not just picking up Kmart shirts. This is Pink Floyd. I think it's must be a XXL, 2XL. Cool t-shirt. Blue Liquid tag. Dark Side of the Moon. A little bit different. Good quality t-shirt. That's thick. That's a thick t-shirt. This one's the opposite. This is like a Kmart shirt. We picked this up for like $2 on their specials day. Just the Gorillas. I think it was one of those Kmart ones, but we might slap $10 on that and see if we get a bit of a bite. We'll see how we go. Collingwood Polo. Picked this up for about $2 as well. Just a Collingwood Polo. So we can put $15 onto that. That should help cover some of the cost of these t-shirts, which is always handy. Harley Davidson always goes really, really well. Got the Harley tag, genuine Harley product. Front's a bit boring, just got the American kind of flag, but the back's pretty cool. It's got Jim's Harley Davidson, St. Petersburg, Florida. That's a cool graphic on the back. So Harley Davidson stuff generally goes pretty good, especially if it's official merchandise. Madison Beer. I don't know. Just thought this was a bit weird. It's like a tour t-shirt. The Madison Beer, the Encore Asia and Australia. It's got her there. It's got to be a bit of a thirst trap there for some boys. Pretty big size. Must be a XXL. And I think that they're all priced up. I just saw the listed comps for Madison Beer and they're all okay. So I'll take it. I've got another Vivid t-shirt or polo. Another Vivid. Always love that brand or that logo. Just a Carlton polo. Not sure how much that will go for. Don't know, maybe $30 in that. It's a good size, about a large. And what else did we pick up? The last t-shirt. It's a Warner Brothers Movie World. Not sure if this is good or bad. I think this might be okay. Warner Brothers Movie World. I can't see the date. Because I haven't got my glasses. But it's a pretty cool t-shirt. It's Tweety Bird. Down with the word, respect the bird. So, it might be a vintage Looney Tunes, potentially. How cool is that? So that's the t-shirts. I think there's some good t-shirts there this week. All right, now on to the jerseys. No, we didn't pick up the Ducks jersey this week. Did pick it up about 6 months ago. I don't think I've even listed this yet. I just kind of kept it for myself at the moment. Footy jerseys, they always go quite well, even the local ones, especially if they're unique. And I saw this Sale Football Netball Club, 140 year anniversary, 2017. Just a cool looking jersey, a bit different. It's got like the Collingwood style emblem on the middle, plus the pink and the white. Number 7, can't go wrong with number 7. 85 represent. Just a cool looking jersey, very unique. So that's why I picked up. I don't always pick up local ones, but if they're unique looking, I will, and if they're good priced, I will. What else we got? This was very cheap. That's why I got it. And I just noticed that a few Melbourne jerseys have been selling. So I've got like a Melbourne training jersey top shirt on the New Balance, just a training jersey. A lot of people want to wear those. Some people don't want to show off their guns or don't have guns, so they go with the training shirt, long sleeved type style, which is okay if you don't have guns. Found a Indonesia soccer jersey, and it's on the Mills tag, so I think this goes all right. And obviously I'm sure there's a lot of Indonesians living in Australia. I guess they're pretty close, so it makes sense. So I'm hoping that sells for some decent money. Indonesia, I think about 200 million people, so there's got to be one of those 200 million people that want that soccer shirt, surely. This Adidas, it's like a tennis style shirt. It's actually got a name, this shirt. I don't know what it's called. Get on Google Lens, you'll be able to find out. It's a very light t-shirt, good one for probably running, being in summer. It is actually a really nice material too, so it's a nice shirt, that one. I do like it, even though I'm not a big tennis guy. Again, picked this up for very, very cheap, next to nothing. A Collingwood singlet, training shirt, whatever you want to call it. Can be Nick Dacos running around your local hood in this. I think it only cost a couple of bucks as well. And the last couple of jerseys we got here. What's this one? That's a couple more. It's an EFL jersey, Eastern Football League. I don't know the team. CFC, it's like a Carlton style logo. It's not Cranbourne, is it? Might be Cranbourne. Don't quote me on that correctly if I'm wrong. Number 37, Adam Goods. Almost like a Carlton style local jersey there. Like I said, if you get them for the right price, pick them up. And picked up a Fiji rugby training singlet, which is pretty cool. I sold a few Fiji rugby things in the past, and again, this was a pretty cheap item, so I'm happy to pick that one up and hopefully it sells. This one I'm not too sure about. It is definitely unique. It's a hockey jersey, which is cool, but it's like an Australian, what is it? An Australian junior ice hockey league jersey. So it's, I'm not sure it's the Australian team, but it's the Whalers. It's a big jersey. Obviously, they've got all that padding on and whatnot, but they're also generally pretty big dudes. Yeah, just an Australian, I guess it's a junior ice hockey jersey. So I thought that was pretty cool. Happy to put that one around and see how it goes. I might get some interest. It might not. Kind of bit of an experiment. We're almost there, guys. We're up to the long sleeve jumpers next. All right, I did forget one other jersey. We did pick up a Melbourne Victory Reebok on the Reebok tag jersey. So Victory stuff tends to go quite well. Melbourne City, not so much. So I've got a lot of Melbourne City stuff. So we'll see how we go with that. Picked up a Wild Turkey t-shirt. Saw on Whatnot, someone was chasing a Wild Turkey hat. And then the next day, I saw a Wild Turkey shirt, long sleeve. So I figured it was a sign. So I picked it up. Wild Turkey bourbon, I think it is. Long sleeve shirt, pretty cool. A lot of this alcohol stuff tends to go well, especially if it's like a popular drink. Not too sure if Wild Turkey is. I think it's somewhere in the middle. I picked up a FUBU. I think this is like a vintage American made in USA FUBU jumper. Pretty cool looking jumper. Pretty big size as well. I think that might be at least a double XL. Definitely vintage, made in America. I think it is missing, like, it's striped down the middle. I think it's meant to be like this stripe's meant to go all the way, but it's come off. That will probably affect the value a little bit, but hopefully it sells okay. And the buy-in for that was quite low as well. So a lot of these items are low buy-in, which always helps. What else did we pick up? Picked up this Melbourne Demons. It is a retro Melbourne Demons. It has got the old style VFL logo. Just a cool hoodie. I thought this was cool. It's like the first 18 style, but it's a nice jumper. It's a decent size. It's about an XL. Melbourne Demons, again, sold a bit of their stuff lately, which has been good. Even though they've been going not great. That's good, but they're still selling. And we picked up, I think this might be vintage Adidas. This one's a bit of a unique style. It's like a hoodie with really bright colours up the top. And then you've got the camo style down below. You've got the 3 stripes on the side. And it's on that old logo there. So I'm not sure if it's just a retro reprint or vintage. Very unique style, very unique looking jumper, that one. And the last jumper jacket we picked up was this Juventus, and also on the Adidas tag. And it's Juventus. Unfortunately, just as small, which sucks because this is a very nice jacket, and I reckon it would have gone for a bit more money had it been on a bigger size. So that's all the jackets. And that's the end of the show for another week. If you got this far, you're a legend, and look forward to seeing you in the thrift. Happy thrifting. Whew.